Thanks for inviting me here for brainstorming session with it. So far as this act is concerned, I want to it is a very comprehensive and exhaustive act, but there are certain highlights which I want to just bring out to the notice. So far as this act is concerned, I think this is going to be social penal legislation. When we are having a social penal legislation, we have to take care of the fact that the provisions which are over here should be made strict. And first of all, I will start with the punishment and offences. I will be just taking 10 minutes just to just briefly summarize the entire act. So far as the punishment for offences is concerned, when we are imposing a higher punishment like death or life imprisonment, we should not provide for any proviso so far as this death penalties or life imprisonments are imposition of these kind of higher kind of punishments are concerned, because adding of the proviso will dilute the effect of the penal provision. So this is one of the things. Another thing which I want to add over here is that so far as the definition portion is concerned, like section 3, where various acts have been defined, so these acts are exhaustively dealt with. Only thing is which we can do is we can make this definition inclusive, so that it is not possible for any legislature or to draft any bill exhaustively. And there are several acts which keep on coming to the category of witch hunting or witchcraft or certain things. So we have to make the definition inclusive definition, so that other acts which will keep on coming into the social arenas where these activities are going on, we can keep on including those also. Otherwise, there will be a problem of amendment of act in each and every to include each and every act into the definition of these the definitions of the offence. Another point which I want to add is that so far as isolation of the women and the children who have been in the pretext of witch hunting, either lynched or they have been separated from the society, one provision can be added to make it an offence of ostracizing a woman from the society, from the pretext of this witch hunting also. Another important point is that it is the definition clause must include the definition concerning the dependence of the woman, because mostly in the cases of witch hunting, it is the case that it is basically women is either single or unmarried, or if married, then she is having children also, or mother and father, parents to support. So this definition should be included in the definition of dependence, so that anything which is this witch hunting is not only related to the women, but persons who are also related or dependent to the women. So definition of dependence should be also given over here. And joint and vicarious liability provision should be more. It has already been dealt with in the community involvement section, but it has to be more precisely dealt with in the definition part also. Joint and vicarious liability of the persons who are involved in the commission of these kinds of offences. Victim compensation scheme, which has been recently introduced in the CRPC, and recent amendments has already been taken care of. So the thing is that we can make reference over here that everything which has been dealt with in the CRPC regarding the victim compensation scheme has to be a part of this sector also. So now we will come to the FIR registration. This is the most tricky question, because so far as the Delhi incident of that rape incident Nirvaya case is concerned, the police was fighting upon registering the FIR on the ground of jurisdiction of their area. The similar kind of situation will keep on arising in these kind of legislations also. So some provisions should be added so far as FIR registration thing is concerned, and each police station, any police station can register the case of this witch hunting or this cases. So there should be no controversy so far as registration of FIR is concerned in these kind of cases. So provision should be added strictly and broadly. And this, so far as chapter 4 is concerned, we can leave the entire area. So I am talking about the clause 3. I think that you must be having all these things. So persons who are arrested shall be produced before the magistrate, and section 107, 166 of the code will apply. So we have to make it more broad, not narrow it down. So we can take anything which is already been explained with IPC or CRPC. We can make a simple clause that anything which has been already been dealt with IPC or CRPC will be taken care of as per the provisions of IPC and CRPC. Now I will just these cases must be made warrant trial. Warrant and summary trial. Summary trial and warrant trial should be necessary, which is not there in this case. It should be made a syndicate trial because here the community and the large group of people are involved. So, like organized crime. So, in a part when the community and large number of the people are involved and continuously they keep on doing these kind of things in a particular way. So, this should be made a syndicate crime. Another important thing which I would like to highlight is the special just provisions should be made in order to make effective implementation of this act. And so far as objects and reasons are concerned, objects and reasons are more elaborately read by Professor Alok. I would like to mention that there is the central government has signed a CEDAW, especially so far as the witch hunting provisions are concerned. So we can make a reference of constitutional provisions and the international conventions, which under which the obligation India is obliged to make the national law at par with the international law. Otherwise, this is a very good act, and these are the suggestions which I have already made, and we can make it. Another one important point which I have left, it is regarding the panchayat. Already it has been done in the act, but so far as just making the reference of any incident of witch hunting to the knowledge of the police will not make any solution to the problem, unless and until we have to impose duty upon the panchayat to deal with those kind of cases at the primary level, so that before coming to the, because panchayat is the main person in the villages who are in direct contact with the villagers. So panchayat should be, the role of panchayat should be more precisely defined. So these are the some of the highlights which I have just highlighted. I think that this will make the provision more comprehensive, and the recommendations will be, we will add these kind of these things which I have already explained. So it will be more comprehensive, and the legislation can be passed directly if we will make these kind of amendments within the bills.